In this quick video, I want to just show some ways that you can go ahead and improve even more on the email designs. The email designs are looking really good, but there's a few things that I'm going to introduce you to in this video that will help you to make them even look even better. So we've got these banners. This is just one image. We designed this in Canva, putting in images from auctions into Canva and then designing something like this. We've got these category banners there. So if you go into the media library and take a look, you can see those there. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've linked these up with a category pertinent to categories in Live Auctioneers. So like there's the art there, and then we hit jewelry, and you'll see like here the keyword there is ring in Live Auctioneers. So let's jump over to Live Auctioneers, and you'll see that I've just filtered by putting ring into search here under this particular auction, and it's pulled in 37 results for stuff pertaining to rings. Now some of them don't make a whole lot of sense, like okay, well it's definitely not a ring, so I don't know why it's there, but you know it gives you a rough idea at least. It pulls that in, and then all you have to do is copy the URL that you have for that, and then of course you go into BombBomb and you drop that URL in here. Now categories are great when you're using a category banner like that, but you always want to link up the specific lot when you have a specific image, which you did just fine. Just wanted to highlight that. I noticed that. Thank you. Awesome. Great work. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and hit save on this. And so if you build those banners into the emails, of course, they'll duplicate over when you create the copy of email and create the next email. But I'm showing you a little bit late to the game so that you can improve upon future emails. So let's jump into the next email. Also, you want to make sure that you update the title, right? You make sure the title there is for the appropriate auction. This is the last week's auction here. So we just want to update that. I try to make sure I do update that whenever I create the first template, but sometimes I forget, and so it's helpful just to update it like that. Everything else here is fine. Nice little gun there. All this looks great. There's no actual image here, so let me show you what I mean by that banner. So if you come in here into to layout, you come into media, and you drop that in like this, and then we're going to go ahead and switch this out to an image, and then we're going to hit choose. Like we're going to find the media library. So when this comes up like this, there's tons and tons of things here. It's a little overwhelming to sort through it all, so we're going to just bring up the Control F search bar there, and now I'm going to search for like fire. Say okay, no firearms. How about gun? No gun. How about revolver? How about weapon? Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's a banner. All right, so looks like we've got maybe two banner options. Let's see, that's one. What's the other one? Oh, okay, yeah, that one says weapon in it, but it's definitely not weapons. So we want to use that one, but maybe let's see if there's maybe like a militaria or all right, let's go to weapon. That's fine. Click that. We're gonna hit choose. Or we can always design a new one, right? So there we go. You can see it kind of pulls it in there. Kind of nice, kind of fun, kind of cool little banner. And then if we jump on over to Live Auctioneers here, we can type in like, how about revolver or weapon or firearm? But I like revolver. That gives a nice clean list of revolvers. How about gun? Let's see what comes up. There's only 3 there, so firearm, probably not so much. How about like rifle? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's several rifles there. Okay, why don't we do that one? So rifle. So now we've got a category up here that we can copy, and we can come back on over into the BombBomb email editor and drop that in. Put that into the link, and there we go. We can see it's a category there. So that's cool. We'll just drop that there. Now that's an all clickable banner. It looks pretty nice. Things that I want to note here. So a big gap in the middle, right? Probably hard to deal with because there's a white border actually on this image. So I get it. So there's 2 things we could do here. You can hit this little settings button. I'm sorry. Let's click the image itself and see how it says like edit right there. So that's pretty cool. I come in here and be like, okay, so there's a little bit of a white border to it, not a ton, a little bit, but if you scroll up, and I don't know why it does this, but it puts all of these all the way towards the top, so you got to scroll all the way up here, hit the little crop button, scroll back down, and let's bring it in just a little bit, and bring this in just a hair, and bring it down just a hair, and bring this up just a hair. There we go. And then we'll come back up here. We'll hit apply and save. So we took out the white border on that, the little bit of white border there. My guess is maybe there's a white border on this one. Let's take a look. Nope, doesn't look like it. Looks like we're okay on that one. So we'll just hit cancel out of that little X button. And so this tells me that this one just hasn't been made bigger. Or maybe this one has a border around it. So let's click settings and row settings. Let's find out no border there. Column settings, no borders. Column settings. Aha. Yeah, there we go. There's our border. There was a margin border in there. I thought there probably was. All right, but we can make them into blocks like this, and this is what you've been doing often, and I think it looks good. I think it looks good, but perhaps you do want it to be a little bit more of a border. And so if you do want it to have a border, then you can come in here and you can adjust this so that it's kind of its own frame, if you will. It stands alone on its own. Let's hit column settings, and we'll go with maybe a 40 there and like a 20 up at the top. And we'll make this smaller. And on this one, let's go ahead and hit, this one right here, column settings for that object. And let's go ahead and let's separate it in the middle quite a bit more. There we go. Now everything looks like it's kind of evened out. So see how you can do that and just make some borders around these images as well, space them out a little bit differently. On this bottom one, rather than adding some buffer, some pixel space to the bottom of these images, what I can do is I can come in here and take this next row. It's probably not good enough. And then on the far right, if I click row, you can see it highlighted the whole row. If I click over here, it's just going to be a column and a column, but this does the whole row. So if I do row settings, then it's going to add in a margin at the top for all of them. So let's go with like, it's a little bit too much. Maybe 30. Yeah, that looks okay. Maybe 30 there. And so, and then let's do it below it as well. So 30 there as well. So now you can see that everything just feels like it's got a little bit more frames around it. So let's go ahead and put maybe a margin of maybe 10. Let's go with 20. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So now you can see like boom, 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 and then you've got these back to back forming kind of a nice little section there. Hit row settings. We can adjust this maybe by 5. Now let's go with 10, just to make it a little bit more even on the left side and the right side. We could even probably go 15 just to tighten that up a little bit more. There we go. That's about perfect. So that looks pretty good. Nice symmetry. Then this one here, we can do like a row setting with that and give a little bit of buffer underneath it. Let's go with 30 again. Yeah, that looks good. So let's flip through this. That needs to be straightened up just a hair. Much better. There we go. Look, 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 look. Yeah, that's not too bad. Just to kind of give it a little bit of a different look, feel, and style. It's kind of nice to play around with those things. And then this, of course, looks like a big block, which is kind of cool too. So, and then here you can see that like this is offset, like the left, it's way too close to the margins there. So if we come in here and we just make this all like a lot bigger, let's just do that first. Let's make all this a lot bigger. And there we go. You can see that I've pretty much evened up the margins just by making those bigger there. So that's pretty cool. And the bottoms here look fine, And let's make that just a hair smaller, and a hair smaller. And it looks all nice and blended. Very nice. All right, now this is, of course, a different category here. It's a jewelry category. So let's hit back over here. We're going to go back to the media section. And we'll bring in a media block. Drop it there. We're going to change this to image. And we're going to hit choose. And since this is jewelry stuff, we're just going to hit Control F and let's search for jewelry. And there we go. We got a bunch of different jewelries. Now, we had troubles rendering it just right, so we found that like this one here seems to work best in terms of layout. Now let's create some space around it. Row settings. Let's go with like a 30 and a 30. There we go. Let's tighten this up slightly, bring that out, make that even. There we go. Slightly off. Oh well. Bring it back down and bring this back down. That's pretty much perfect. There we go. Good. It's a little bit off here, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. But that's kind of why creating a little padding around things helps, because then it's not as obvious that they're not exactly lined up, right? So it's kind of cool to be able to do that. So if we come in here and let's say, oh yeah, for jewelry, you'd come back on over to Live Auctioneers, and we would find like ring, right? Or yeah, sure. And then copy our URL there for the category, and then come back here and make this banner into your category link, and hit close media on that. And then up here, of course, here's the end of the knives. We would do the exact same thing. All right, hopefully this gives you a few ideas for inspiration on how you could switch things up and keep always playing, improving, perfecting the designs. It's fun to kind of even create banners like this in Canva, and feel free to play around and come up with some of your own fun designs in Canva for banners, category banners. So military, nope, it was weapon, that's right. No, I'm sorry, art is the one I'm looking for right now. Let's see, art. There we go, artwork banner, choose. And so now we have a artwork banner there. Add some margin underneath it, maybe 30. Looks about right. And boom, bada bing, that's that. That's a wrap. Grab art or oil. Let's go with oil. Let's grab that column. Come back over here, drop it in, and hit save. All right, great. And then, of course, if you do have videos, like if I tell you that there's a video that needs to be added in, you come in here and you grab your media block and drop it in, and then we can hit like video and choose. And I only know this because I created this video and put it in myself, uploaded it to the library here. So if it loads one of these days. Doesn't seem to want to load. But anyways, there would be a video there that you can grab and drop in if I let you know that a video has been made. Okay, thanks. Until next time, aim high, aim straight, and always hit your mark.